Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne. It's Irish Radio now. Over the period since COVID-19 and all the rest of us, speaking to so many people involved in music and the arts and in the community, all impacted with the dreaded pandemic. I'm delighted to say hello to a gentleman who has a long history of having performed in many, many venues. He's also written numerous songs that had great success and is a legend in his native county of Mayo. I'm delighted to say hello, the one and only Michael S Togher. Michael, how are you?
Hi Jerry, how's it going?
Not bad at all, Michael. Listen, lovely to catch up with you and lovely to speak with you. Hey, listen, you've been over the years. You've been incredibly successful, not alone with your own compositions, but with with other music as well. I mean, you really have proved to be incredibly popular.
Thanks for saying that, Jerry. I suppose I'm at this 25 years now. We celebrate 25 years in the business there. Just last year, actually. So, I suppose in the 25 years, I've been very lucky and I've been very fortunate to perform with, most of the top acts in Ireland. And I suppose that's probably was the dream right at the beginning anyways, to make it to the top of the business. And, I'm not saying that I did make it to the top of the business, but I got the chance to work at the top of the business, as I say.
Indeed, yes, and you've done incredibly well, and also you've written a number of cracking songs. I mean, one of them was "You Can't Park Here," which really was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, "You Can't Park Here" was a song actually that I actually got that song from about one night I was playing in a bar, and he gave me a rough copy of it, and I kind of changed the words around to suit myself then, and. That when that came out, it was really, really popular. It was played on nearly all the radio stations all around the country and far beyond in your own area there as well, Jerry, and on all the Irish radio internet stations as well. Then I suppose if you talk about songwriting, I went on to write a few different songs, and probably one of what I'm most famous for would be My Darling Kathleen. That was Mike Denver's first hit when he came on the road many years ago, and to this day that's a very popular song.
Indeed, so indeed, absolutely huge song that for Mike Denver. I mean, it was that song really was in no small way the song which possibly launched Mike Denver to some huge success, because it was absolutely a massive song.
Yeah, Mike actually did a great job on the song anyways, but it came about very simply actually. We're playing at a charity function in a bar outside Westport in County Mayo called Digger J's at the time. It's gone since, but I actually gave him the song, and I said, would you have a listen to that to see would it suit you? He was only starting out on the road at the time, and his manager Willie Carty was there on the night as well. And I was in a shop in London on Quickwood Broadway one day about maybe 3 weeks after that when he rang me, and he said, look, I'd love to record this song. And sure, look, I was on a high after it. It's very, very funny because I had written lots of songs before, and on the one day in that year, that's about 12 years ago, actually Peter Murray recorded one of my songs at the same time, and the two songs came out the same day, which was, very lucky. One PJ recording was called "The Fields of Arras," telling the story of around the famine time, and the two songs, "My Darling Kathleen" and "The Fields of Arras," came out the exact same day. So that was a bit of a coincidence.
That is incredible. Yeah, that is some coincidence. Well done. Another song I believe you wrote was "The Old County Home."
That's actually an old song, Jerry, that would have been sang around here for a long time. I'd love to have written it, but I didn't write it. But it's a song that has been forgotten about, and that would have been sung in all the houses here. I'm from Balmullet in County Mayo, as you might have mentioned earlier in your interview. But it was a song that was kind of renowned around Balmullet, and all the old people would sing it. And when we grew up, like the kind of songs we were kind of into. And I decided then to kind of change it around a little bit again and kind of bring it up to date. And that was really successful. That's got lots and lots of hits on the YouTube channel.
Indeed, absolutely huge. I think it's actually it's a song that's been. I mean, the other artist who recorded it was Seamus Moore on an album, but you I think were initially renowned for singing it back in the day, and it sort of became associated with being a song of yours.
Yeah, Seamus recorded it after me. Yeah, but actually, Seamus actually recorded one or two of my own songs as well. He recorded a song that I wrote some years ago called "The Bloody Pinching Officer." That was another song that I wrote a couple of years ago. But Seamus went on to record that one then, and another song that I wrote at the time. The two of them were actually on the same album called "Maggie's Flan and Drawers." I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, Jerry. But yeah, he recorded both of them. And look, Seamus is a great guy. He's a lifelong friend and a great entertainer. Fine entertainer.
Indeed, absolutely fabulous. A gentleman who's been, who's been going a long time since, it sort of hit big for him in about 1988, 89, and going strong since.
Yeah. Look, it's I suppose the longevity of him proves how popular he has been, and every summer, of course, this summer 2020, he'd do his Irish tour, and that was very, very popular. And that'll show you if he's going that length of time that you mentioned there, Jerry, and he's still so popular. It's really a credit to him and actually Slim, Paul Rooney that plays with him as well. They do a great job.
Indeed so. Another song that you recorded, another from your native Mayo, The Fair in Glenamoy.
Fair in Glenamoy, that was another one, is right, Jerry. You're really your homework done. I forgot about that one. Fair in Glenamoy was another one of those songs, local songs written by McManaman man from Bangor, Erris. That was another one of those songs that was sang around this area for years and years that hadn't been recorded. And I actually recorded that song with the Lord Mayor Eugene Kelly, and Eugene was a great musician from Galway who died suddenly a couple of years ago while on tour in America. And he had his own little studio out in Carna there, just outside Galway City. And that's where I recorded that song many moons ago. But it was very popular as well.
Indeed it was. Another song actually that you had out, there was a very, very sort of a different tempo on it, was I Want to Be in Ireland for the Christmas.
Yeah, that was, I Want to Be in Ireland for the Christmas was another one that, actually it was I suppose there's a story behind every song, Jerry, and I was in at a dentist about a month before Christmas, and one of the girls said to me, this song, Ireland for the Summer, she said, would you change the words to that? She said, and make it Ireland for the Christmas. She said, I absolutely love the song, she said, and I love the melody of the song, but I just wish that it was about Christmas, she said, because I love Christmas as well. So I came home and I started scripting away, and I came up with that. And the couple of days before the Christmas, I went in to her and I handed her a CD copy. I said, have a listen to that. I said, there's your Christmas present. Ireland for the Christmas.
Right. Cracky one it is. And Mike Denver actually also recorded it, but he called it I Want to Be in Ireland for the Summer.
That's right. Actually, look, it's a great song. I suppose the key to any good song, Jerry, is a good melody and a good chorus. And if you have them in combination in any song, if you look at any of the famous songs, they don't have to be the best written songs in the world. They don't have to be. But if you have a nice, easy melody, easy to listen to, and a nice chorus that people can remember very easily, you're on a winner then.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That is true. One of the other songs that I believe you may have written this one, "The Shores of Ely Bay."
The Shores of Ely Bay was written by Eugene Doolan, but I think Eugene I think he played in the business around London. A man I'd never had the pleasure of meeting, but there again, it was one of those songs that hadn't been recorded, and I got my hands on it. Actually, this guy that was home on holidays, and he was friends with Eugene, and he gave me the song. So there again, that is Seamus Moore recorded that one as well. Shores of Ely Bay is a song about where I come from. Actually, the village that I was born and raised in is actually mentioned in it, and all the places around it, like Ely Bay and Binghamstown and Balmullet, they're all mentioned in it. And of course, on the London side, you'd have Holloway Road and Highgate and Kentish Town and Camden Town, and them were all the places that all the people from around here would have gone over the last couple of decades, and a lot of people would have settled in them areas as well. So yeah, it's a song that resonates with a lot of people around here.
Indeed so. Now, your latest single, which I've been playing, is a recording. I must say, when I received the song, I was surprised that you recorded it. But I must say, I like the arrangement is of the old classic song, "The Voyage."
The Voyage is it's a great song as well, of course. And I'll tell you how that came to record it. I was working with Tony Maher. Tony is a Conqueror's keyboard player, and Tony is a fantastic musician. And we were sitting in his studio in Headford, and he said to me, "We're working on a song." I was thinking of what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? And Tony said, "Do you know a song?" He said, "That was actually recorded in this very studio." I said, "Many years ago, the very first thing of it." And I said, "Go on, tell me. There's probably something there." And he actually played the original for me. It was Johnny Dugan, I think, that wrote it. I think, I'm not sure. And he played the original track that he had from 20, 25, 30 years ago, whenever it was recorded, first of all. And he said, "Will you have a go at it?" I said, "Geez, I don't know." And he said, "Look, I always wanted to do it this way." He said, will you have a go at it this way?" And I said, "What? Have a go at it." So, and I was delighted. So he done it in a kind of a slow waltz tempo. And I was absolutely delighted when I came back from the studio with all the work he had done. I was so delighted with that song.
Indeed, no, it is. I'll have to say it is. It really is superb. I love the arrangement. I'll have to say of it because I have never heard anybody doing that particular arrangement of it. I must say it really does. It's a cracking job. It really does sound. It does sound good. Michael, you're a busy man. Doing your live work up until everybody stopped on the lockdown and all the rest of it in March.
Yeah, I was doing about maybe 3 to 4 nights a week, nearly all the time, Jerry, up to about, I think it was the week before St. Patrick's Day, and then little did we know, like that last Saturday night before St. Patrick's Day, when things were closed down, that we'd be here where we are today, like coming to the end of September, and as I say, not a guitar taken out of a box since the case since. It's very strange times for the industry. It's really frightening, to be quite honest, for the industry, because there's no roadmap for a return to music, and I suppose we work in a very unstable kind of situation when we're working. So it's strange. It's very strange, Sherry.
Indeed so. I mean, if we certainly didn't see this coming anywhere along the way. And the irony is, if anybody had to say to us a year ago that something like this could possibly have happened, I mean, we really would have thought they were cracked. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, 100% there, Jerry. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the most strangest thing that had happened, I suppose, in the world, not alone the music business, but in the world. And look, it can be very frightening sometimes if you actually sit down and think about it. So I think, I suppose we're in a war, and we're all in it together, and we're fighting against this virus. Talk about world wars, and I suppose this is a kind of a world war in a way. We're all fighting against this virus, and if we keep fighting, if we keep doing the right thing, I have no doubt we'll win the war.
Indeed, that's exactly it, and it's all we can do is go as best we can. Tell me this, Michael. Have you done any streaming or any Facebook Live things since the lockdown?
I did, Jerry. Actually, for the first couple of months there, from I think maybe April time onwards, I'd done about 16 or 17 Tuesday nights, and really enjoyed them. We're getting great listenership over the couple of weeks that I'd done them, and people were saying, "Look, you're great, you're keeping us entertained and everything." Well, I can tell them back, like, I was getting as much out of them shows as they were, because I needed actually contact with people. When you know yourself, Jerry, from your radio shows, that the fine job that you do there on Irish radio, and the contact and the return kind of messages that keeps you going and gives you the impetus to go forward again. And I was doing that every Tuesday night, and I really did get a lot out of them.
Yes, that's it is. It's an excellent way for, in some way or other, to be able to connect up to people, because one of the things that so many singers say to me is what they really, really miss is meeting the people.
you miss that so much, actually, Jerry. And I found myself actually over the last while, no matter who I'd meet, they'd be out walking or whatever I'd be doing, and if you'd meet somebody and you'd have a conversation with them, and I find myself talking about stuff that I didn't even know that I knew, to be quite honest, because you're in your own little bubble, I suppose, when you're in the music and you're talking about music and you're talking about this, and I found myself talking about like growing up on a farm. I found myself talking about cows, and I've talked myself about land. If I meet a fisherman, I can talk about fishing and stuff like that, stuff that we've done very young. So maybe in that way, it's no harm to go back to a small bit of nature again. And basically what I'm saying is, it's just lovely to talk to people.
Indeed it is. But Michael, listen, fingers crossed. We'll all get back there when it's safe to do so. Michael, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. I wish you all the luck in the world, all the success and good health there is. And listen, when it's safe to do so, you'll be back flying in action once again.
Thanks so much, Sherry, and thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to speak on your show. And to all your listeners, stay safe, and we'll be out of this before we know it.